It's okay. I clicked record, and we are live, actually. Good
Oh,
morning,
well,
everyone.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here today. And hopefully you didn't. We changed the timing of these these webinars at the first of the year to be a half hour early. So hopefully that didn't confuse anybody. And I guess we may have people joining us 15, 20, 25 minutes late. Anyhow. Welcome to the program. I'm Jennifer. I'm here with Rich Gassenbeek. You're not going to hear my voice a whole lot today because I've said most of what I have to say on the subject of real estate-specific contact management. So what we're doing today is Rich Gassenbeek from IXACT Contact is going to show you all of the really cool things that IXACT Contact can do, but he knows more about them than I do because I'm just a very, very, very simple woman. I don't even do apps on my phone. So if I were going to tell you about all of this cool stuff, it would be a very short show. But I know that many of you, probably most of you, are way more technologically advanced than I am, and that actually that isn't saying a lot. But I know that a lot of you like all of the cool features. So we're going to show you those today. I'm just going to be behind the scenes answering questions, although I may not be able to answer a whole lot of those either. And Rich, I just wanted to let you know I may have to step away and take a phone call.
Okay, no worries. No worries.
Yeah.
If I ask you if there's any questions and there's a silence on the end of the line, I'll know you've stepped away.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you the microphone, and we're good to go.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer. And good morning, everyone. So yeah, it's my pleasure. You know, Jennifer and I have a series of webinars that we do, and so we do them about twice a year. And Jennifer really has the stage for the first three, as it should be, where she really teaches you how to sell with soul and how IXACT Contact as a CRM system can help you, both in terms of keeping in touch with your Group 1 and your Group 2, the sell with soul way, and also how it can help you be excellent at your job as a real estate professional using activity plans, your task list, and so on. And I think Jennifer does a fantastic job of really connecting the CRM to the day-to-day of what a realtor needs to do business effectively, particularly utilizing kind of the sell with soul philosophy and methodology. What I'm going to do today is show you some of the other features that aren't integral to Jennifer's teachings, but many agents, again, it's a broad system. I don't know if there's an agent in our customer base that uses every single feature we offer, but it's quite a robust system, and my goal today is just to give you, basically to expose you to some of the other features and functionalities that are built into the system. It's not a deep training session, but my hope is that over the course of this hour, I'm going to show you some things that you're going to say, oh, I didn't know IXACT Contact could do that or had that, and a couple things may pop into your mind where you say, wow, that's a cool feature. I could see that helping me in my business, and hopefully we've added value to you that way and helped you get more value from the system. So I think the title was, 5 cool things, including websites. Hopefully I'll touch on more than 5, and we definitely will do websites. But I'm going to save the websites for the end because it's a very broad topic, and if I start there, I may not get out of websites. And there's so much more in the CRM and email marketing platform, and that's an important point. IXACT Contact is a real estate CRM, but it's also a very powerful email marketing platform. So in no particular order, I'm just going to start to introduce you to things you may not know about. Number 1 is our mobile app. So I'm not sure how many of you out there know it, but there is a mobile app that you can get for your iPhone or your Android. You just go to the the Apple iStore, or you go to Google Play, you search IXACT Contacts, download it. It's free. It's included with your subscription. And here's a quick peek at what it looks like. I'm emulating an iPhone 5 on my computer here. And when you open your IXACT Contact app, it takes you
I'm not seeing.
Oh.
I'm just seeing the GoToWebinar page. Am I the only one?
No, you shouldn't be seeing that. You know what? I've got a new GoToWebinar panel here. Thanks for interrupting. Let's try this again.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was like, that doesn't look all that interesting. That's not.
Okay.
Yeah,
can you see my screen now? Oh,
yes. Yes. And also, while I have the microphone for this quick second, can somebody just shoot in a question or a say hi or something on the Q&A screen over there on the right-hand side? So just get it going, make sure that you all are hearing me. So, okay, there you go.
Okay. So as I'm saying, this is we have a mobile app. free, including your subscription. When you open it up, when you tap it on your phone, this is what opens. We take you straight to your contact data. Theory being that, 9 times out of 10, you're opening up your exact contact, you want to get your contacts. There is much more there. There's your, tap on that, opens up your main menu, so you got contacts, access to your task list, your calendar, your listings and active buyers, your business directory. You can set up preferences, or you can sign out. If I want to just do a quick action with a contact, let's say I want to make a phone call or send them a text, I just literally swipe, and now with the tap of my finger, I can make a phone call, send an email, send a text, and very coolly, let's say I've made a phone call, and at the end of the phone call, I can also, with one tap, make a little note about what I talked about. That'll go right to my contact history. And if there's a follow-up, I can tap this and create a follow-up task for next week or next month or whatever is appropriate. So very clean and simple, very quick. If I want to see my full contact profile, I just tap on the name. And of course, I've got my search here, so I can search by, full name, first name, last name, and so on. There's Stan. If I want to go into my contact profile, I hang on a second. Yeah, tap on his name. And it's really the full contact profile that you get in the CRM. So you've got, oh, by the way, so the ability to, with one tap, add a note, create a task, or create an appointment with this person. There's all my phone numbers, tap to phone, tap to text, tap to email, spouse, partner, home address, contact details, groups, pets, hobbies, it's all there. I've also got access to the property data, buying preferences, my Keep in Touch tab, and so on. So gives you an idea of the mobile app. I'm not going to go any deeper than that. It's there. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Next feature. We're going to actually jump from a mobile app to our monthly e-newsletter. So this is, the monthly newsletter is sort of one of the flagship features built into IXACT Contact. It gets a lot of usage. I think we're over 55 or 60% of our customer base actually takes advantage of this feature. And it's just part of what I call your keep in touch arsenal. So we're big fans of multi-channel keeping in touch, which multi-channel is a fancy marketing word for meaning don't just use one method to stay in touch. I know ideally we'd all like to be face-to-face with everybody all the time, but 24 hours in a day does not allow that. So a good keep in touch strategy includes getting face-to-face with your group one, according to the Sell with Soul methodology. It includes making phone calls now and then. It includes reaching out and touching people on their birthday or their move-in anniversary. And it can include email marketing. And in the realm of email marketing, the monthly newsletter is a pretty cool thing. So what does it look like? That's not it. That's it. So the monthly newsletter really has 3 components. There's an email header, and we can help you build a nice graphical email header. Then there's a personal message, and this is actually one of my favorite oxymorons. I call this our generic personal message. I hope you get the humor. So we write this for you, and it looks like Julie wrote this, and even though it's a mass email that could be going to 500 contacts, it goes out as a personalized email. So Jane thinks it's actually coming just to her. She's not part of a big CC field or something like that. It's individually addressed, personal salutation, nice generic message, and then there's 3 articles. And the articles are designed to position you, well, first of all, most importantly, they're designed to be of interest and educational for anybody who's a homeowner or wants to be a homeowner someday. So the articles, it's not recipes, it's a bit higher level than that. They try to provide some value, and they position you as the realtor as sort of the expert in all things real estate and home related. So this is just a sample, assessing a property's long-term potential. It's the little things that boost curb appeal, and 5 questions to ask before you hire a home inspector. Now, there's a few things that make this a particularly outstanding e-newsletter and one of sort of, I would say, IXACT Contact's true differentiators versus every other real estate CRM in the market. First of all, it's just the quality. If you actually read the articles, it's very well designed and well written. So it's good quality content, and it's always fresh. We never recycle, and that will be true from now to infinity. We'll always write fresh content, always 3 articles. So that's number 1. Secondly, the entire thing is customizable. Actually, I'm going to flip that around. I'm going to make the second big benefit is that it's automated. So you can actually set it up. It takes about 3 minutes. You can watch a little tutorial video. You can call our support reps 3 to 5 minutes. Really, there's just a few key decisions you want to make, like, do I want it to go every month or not? What day of the month? What time of day? And big decision is, who's my distribution list? Am I going to send it to everybody in my database, or am I going to, get a bit more selective? But once you've done that, you've pressed the save button, you could go off to Provence and decide to, do a little 3-month sabbatical and live in Provence, and your monthly newsletter will go out on the day you chose, at the time you chose, with your branding at the top, your email header with your photo and your company logo, and it just will tap your contacts, a little email tap on the shoulder, and remind them that, oh yeah, Julie Thomas, she's the realtor who's the boss in my neighborhood, So, and meanwhile, you're lounging and sipping, good wine in wherever I said. I want to say Tuscany. No, you're in Provence. Sorry about that. You're in Provence, not Tuscany. But you get the idea. And now, so that's the automated side. Goes out every month, fresh content, your branding. How cool is that? But if you want to, you can customize it. And we just did a recent update. For a long, long time, the only customizable part was this message. And you could do anything you want with it. You could edit the text and nuke it, replace it with your own copy, upload photos. You want to feature a listing, or you feature a client appreciation party, whatever you want. But we just updated the newsletter so the entire thing is editable, which means you can also edit these articles. You may like an article but hate the photo. That doesn't, if you're in Colorado Springs in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, it doesn't look like any homes around where I'm selling, right? So you could update the photo, change the copy. You could delete an entire article now. Because I just don't like that article. Delete it. You can also say, you know what, I don't like article number 2, but I'd also like to add 2 articles of my own. And there's a little editor, and it's easy peasy. You add your article, and it goes in, and it's auto-formatted for you. So your article has this nice heading, the blue bar, the two font size treatment, so there's that bit of a hook, and so on. So lastly, the other thing that was a big part of our update is the newsletter is now responsive, which means mobile friendly, which means that there's no more pinching and zooming. You know how when you get a lot of emails on your phone, especially if you have an older phone like an iPhone 5 or something like that, you can't read them unless you do the two-finger pinch and zoom, and then you're scrolling left and right. It's virtually unreadable. Responsive means that the email is actually readable. It rearranges itself, and it's readable on the smartphone. So our monthly newsletter is now responsive. It's actually technically a very challenging thing to do because of all the different phones and screen sizes and so on. And to my knowledge, we're the only real estate CRM that includes a mobile-friendly, responsive, customizable, fully automated monthly newsletter. So there you go, the big feature, and I encourage you to take advantage of it. It does not replace the other things you need to do to keep in touch. You need to talk to people. I like to say no email campaign of any sort, newsletter, drip campaign, no email ever converted a prospect into a client, but it can be a very integral part of an overall keep in touch, strategy to stay top of mind with past clients, prospects, and so on. So that's that feature. What's on my next one on my list here? On this theme of keeping in touch, I'm going to show you a couple other things that a lot of people don't know about. These are our automated birthday and move-in anniversary reminders. So if I go to the Keep in Touch tab, the Global Keep in Touch tab, this is where I can see and manage global Keep in Touch events that are provided by IXACT Contact, and I can create my own. So most of what you're seeing here comes out of the box with the system, but you can create your own. So for instance, this 4th of July fireworks party and this client appreciation, wine and cheese, I created these simply by clicking a little button, create new event. And why would you want to do that? And the reason you'd want to do it is it actually makes the process easy. So to pull off an event takes a little bit of management. You don't just decide to magically, have a fireworks party. There's some things you got to think about. And a part of what a CRM does, it's not just a system to help you keep in touch. It's also a system to help you stay organized and in control. So if you're going to pull off a little party, there's things you got to do. You got to book the permit at your local park. You got to send your invitation email, buy the fireworks, etc. So you can set all that up so all these tasks appear in your task list, like your virtual assistant telling you what to do. Okay? But actually, I want to focus on the ones provided by the software. We talked about the monthly newsletter. By the way, this is where you would go to configure it. You would just click on monthly newsletter. And as I say, there's a few simple questions about when do you want it to go and who do you want it to go to. And once you answer that, you're done. But let's take a look at birthday. So before I click on the button, here's the deal. For many agents, birthdays and move-in anniversaries are a great opportunity to just reach out and say hello to someone in a personal way. I happen to love move-in anniversaries. I think birthdays are great. Everybody loves to be remembered on their birthday. It's human nature. But what I love about move-in anniversaries is the business relevance, and there's a multi-layered message like a cake. Because here's how I would do it if I was a realtor as a script, and I see, oh, look at this, Jane and John, it was 3 years today they moved into their home on Calabasas Way. I would give them a call. I'd say, oh, hi, Jane, it's Rich calling. How are you today? Just wanted to give you a call, and I know today's your 3-year anniversary, and I wanted to thank you again for working with me as your agent back when we helped you on that search. I know it was a real challenge, and still happy with the home. Of course they are. So just want to say thank you and hope you're still enjoying the home and having a wonderful day. And if you know anybody else who needs real estate services, be sure to let me know. So what's going on there is, first of all, you're showing gratitude. Second of all, you're reminding them you're the guy or the gal who helped them move into this beautiful home that they love so much. And you can also slide in your little, hey, the old Buffini, if I forget what Buffini's line is, but I'm never too busy for referrals. But it's done you're starting with gratitude, reminding them of your role, and so it's really cool. But here's the issue. So what if I have 253 birthdays that I've gathered over the years, or I've got 127 move-in anniversaries because I do about 10 transactions a year and I've been in this business for a while? In most systems, you'd have to go into your calendar, find the birthday, create a birthday event, a little calendar appointment, and then go into the recurring section and say it's an annual recurring birthday. Save. Go to the next birthday, find it in the calendar, go through the same process again. So if you've got hundreds of birthdays or hundreds of move-in anniversaries, you're looking at hours of time. Let me show you a different approach. Click on the birthday event. Whoops, someone's been in here playing around. Out of the box, this is the pre-configured setting. Basically what you say is, you know what, put in any birthday, put it in my calendar, and give me a reminder the day before. If you want, you can get a bit more sophisticated and you say, in addition, give me a reminder, X days before, 7 days before, 5 days, whatever makes sense. Yeah, I'll take an email reminder. And we could be saying, well, wait a sec, Rich, why would I want to do that? If it's already in my calendar, why do I want a reminder 5 days in advance or 7 days in advance? And the answer is, it's your moment to take a nanosecond and ask yourself, oh, it's Daniela's birthday in a week. What am I going to do? And if the answer is, oh, I'll give her a call, then you just move on. Just delete the task, move on. But if you say, oh, it's Stan, and Stan happens to be on your group 1, he's given you 3 referrals, you've done 2 or 3, real estate transactions with him. Basically, you've made tens of thousands of dollars of commission with working with Stan. You might want to send him a box of his favorite, Honduran cigars, or send him a gift certificate, or whatever. So you can only do that, or maybe it's as simple as putting a card in the mail. You want to go to the mall, get a Hallmark card, stick it in the U.S. Post. You can't do that if the birthday shows up, reminder shows up on the day of the birthday. So that's the theory here, is it gives you that moment to decide if you're going to do something special that might take a little advanced planning. But how do we create these events? So we click 2 little buttons here. One little button here. And what it basically does when I click Save, I tell the system, crawl through my entire database, whether you've got 100 contacts or 500 or 1,500, find every contact with a birth date, including spouses and spouse partners, put them all in my calendar, give me a little reminder the day before, and have something pop into my task list 5 days before that the birthday is coming up. And you're done. The system does all the work for you. And now you will never miss an opportunity to wish someone a happy birthday again. And it's the exact same thing with the move-in anniversary. Move-in anniversary, it's all done actually. Click the Save button. But this is a 15-second task, and you've just told the software to do all the work. And that's part of the theme. Whether it's the monthly newsletter or it's these automated keep-in-touch reminders, it's, how can we get the software working for us? So we also have automated keep-in-touch call reminders, different kinds, annual, semi-annual, quarterly, monthly, biweekly. And you can assign these at the individual contact level. And the whole idea here is it's a safety net. So you may be doing lots of things, but you're part of your methodology, the way you run your business. And I'm just going to throw this out as an example. You may say, everybody who's in my group 1, I want to make sure that I make a call to just say hello once a quarter. If you're in my group 2, I'm not going to do once a quarter. I just can't, it's just too much, but I might do semi-annual or maybe annual. And actually, sorry, I'm thinking about the so I don't think group 2 actually you do meet face-to-face, can't remember. But you could still make a keep-in-touch call.
No,
anyway,
not unless you have a bona fide, honest-to-goodness reason to it. You don't, like,
That's
create
right.
reasons. Yep.
You don't create reasons. So, so maybe just simply using the quarterly keep-in-touch call or the monthly. For prospects, particularly if they're a fairly hot prospect, something like a bi-weekly reminder may be more appropriate. You don't want to go months without talking to people. So how does that work? How do I apply one? If I go into Sal Andrews here, I simply go to the Keep in Touch tab, and I would go down and I would say, oh, looks like I've already got my recurring, but basically the way I turn one on, let's turn this thing off. So this is normally what you would see in a contact. You would just say, oh, Sal's in my group 1. I'm going to activate that. And all it asks you is one question. When do you want to start this thing? Do you want to start like today, tomorrow, next month? So if I just talked to Sal recently, then I might say, you know what, let's have this thing start in a couple months. Start June 12th. And then starting June 12th, you'll get a keep in touch call reminder, and then every 90 days after that. So it's that simple. You can also mass assign them, because one issue that a lot of people run into, they get started with Exact Contact. They've got hundreds of contacts, possibly even 100 or more in their group 1, and they don't want to go through this process, contact by contact, of turning on the quarterly keep in touch call reminder. So you can actually mass assign it, and the system. So in some other CRMs, you can mass assign, but here's what happens. Let's say you've got 100 people and you want them on or we'll make the numbers easy, 90 people, and you want them on a quarterly call. So that's a call every 90 days. When you mass assign the call reminder, then every 90 days, on one day, 90 tasks appear in your task list to make a keep in touch call. So that's not what people are looking for. You don't want every 90 days to have your one single day, crushed with 90 calls. So what we've done to avoid that problem, but not make you go one by one, is the software will automatically distribute the calls. So if you need to do 90 calls to your 90 group 1 people, and it's every 90 days, then it would be actually spread, very coincidentally, one a day. What if you had 180 people you wanted to keep in touch with once a quarter? Well, then you would see 2 a day. What if it's an odd number? It's 233 people, and it's a 90-day window. You want to keep in touch with people. Then the software spreads it and does the work to basically spread it as evenly as possible. Some days you'll get 2 reminders. Some days you might have 3, but it spreads it out for you. So it makes it easy to use that. On the topic of birthday and move-in anniversaries, I do want to show you that we added something recently to the software in the mass email area. We've always had just listed, just sold templates like e-flyers and e-cards, but we recently added greeting cards. You can see just to start there is Easter, and we've got cards for Eid, Passover. So we just, as each couple months, we'll be adding the new set of holidays. So our next batch will be for 4th of July, Canada Day here in Canada, Victoria Day, and then we'll roll into Labor Day and Thanksgiving and Veterans Day and Christmas and Hanukkah and so on. So this list will expand as we get closer to each holiday. These are the ones we needed right now, and there's a few holiday and move-in anniversary cards. So if you just want to see what a card looks like, they're just simple e-cards. They're all editable, but we provided a simple message, copy that goes out personalized. You can edit it any way you like, and it's mobile friendly, so it's readable on the phone without having to pinch and zoom. Where did I want to go here? Just show you another one. Easter. So it gives you the idea. So now when you, either holidays are coming up, we've had a lot of requests for this, by the way. This has been a common request for years, so I'm very happy that we're finally addressing this. So whether it's holidays coming up or people's birthdays, so I'll go back to that birthday reminder. Again, you got many choices. You realize, oh, next week is Sam's birthday. You have a lot of choices. You can go put a card in the mail. You can make a phone call. You could meet him for lunch. You could send him a gift basket. Or another option now is an easy peasy little e-card. So totally up to you, but there was a lot of people looking for e-cards. So they're there now. On the subject of e-cards, I will show you that we do have these just listed and just sold e-card and e-flyers. To give you a quick sample of what they look like. They're a template, so you have to add the data, but this is an example of one. So e-card simply means it looks like a postcard, whereas an e-flyer is more like an 8.5 by 11. So, you know, you put in your branding, you put in a photo of the property, and type in the data. So it's a template, put in the data. E-cards are there. There's a couple different templates. I really like the e-flyer, actually. I think e-cards are fine for just sold more than just listed, but here's a just listed e-flyer. I grabbed the template, and it gives you more room to sort of talk about the property. So you put in the address, you upload the photos where it tells you to upload the photos, you put in the property, the price, bit of verbiage about the property, and of course, all good email marketing should always have a call to action. It can be pick up the phone and call me, go to my website. I like this one, learn more about this beautiful home. Where does that take the person? When they click, it takes them over to your website, where you've got, to the page on your website where you're featuring this particular listing. So it's a nice e-flyer, easy to put together. It's all pre-structured for you, and it's a nice way to promote a property via email. So a lot of people don't realize those e-cards are there. So there's just listed, just sold, e-cards, e-flyers, and now also the greeting cards for move-in anniversaries, birthdays, and all the holidays are being fleshed out kind of as the year progresses. So let me pause for a minute, Jennifer, see if there's any questions so far.
Just one. Patrick wants to know if you can add a photo to the gift cards.
A photo to the gift cards. The greeting cards?
I think so. Patrick, is that what you mean, the greeting cards? Yes.
Yeah, so the answer is yes. This is simply a template, and this is a graphical email editor. You can do anything you want. You can put in, you can edit the text. You could put a photo in anywhere you want. You could, if you don't like this image, delete it, put in your own image. It's a fully editable, graphical HTML email.
Okay, and just Ann says she loves that feature about the scattering out the calls. I never heard of that before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. It's going to overcome, it's an obstacle that prevents a lot of people from ever setting up keep in touch call reminders across their database. It's too much work. And now it can be done automatically.
Love it.
That's one of my favorite words. Yeah, okay, good. Let me go on to the next feature. I want to show you campaign reporting. Actually, let me just look at my list here for a second. I have to go to a different account to do that. I'm going to say that for last. One more thing before we go to see campaign reporting. One, to make sure everyone's aware that we do have a full library of what are called activity plans, marketing activity plans. And you can find these right here, the activity plan tab. And it can be a little daunting at first, like, wow, this is a big list. It's not as bad as it looks for a couple reasons. Number one, there's not 150 plans, even though it looks like it. There's actually about, I don't know, 8 or 9 plans, but they all appear twice because each plan you can execute via email or via hard copy letters if you want to. What happens if you want to do a drip nurture campaign with someone, but you don't have their email address, but you do have their home address? Or they've said to you, don't send me email. You're welcome to send me something in the mail, but don't send me email. Some older clients are like that. Or they just don't even do email, right? So I will say that about 98% of people use the email version. The beauty of it is it's automated. But if you don't have email or the client expressly says, don't send me email, there is a letter version. And maybe I should define what a marketing activity plan is. Really, it's a predefined series of communications that are targeted at the needs, issues, concerns of a specific target audience. So it's not generic communication, it's meant to be targeted. So you'll see here we have plans for, as an example, you meet a young couple, they're currently renting, but they're planning to start their home, and they say, well, the next year or two, we're planning to buy our first home. Well, that could be a great prospect for you, a great lead, but it's not a right now lead. How do you keep in touch? Well, wouldn't it be cool if there was a plan that helped you while you're busy doing your day-to-day and staying in touch with your group one and handling all your business professionally, to stay in touch with these people so that when they eventually are ready to buy their home, whether it's 9 months from now, 13 months from now, 20 months from now, they think of you and not all the other realtors they met who they never heard from again. So when you assign this plan to this contact that you met at this party, for instance, on day 7, an email goes out, says following up. And then month after that, email goes out, what kind of mortgage can I get? This is the kind of thing the renters are thinking about. I wonder what kind of mortgage I can get. Then you might make a phone call. And that's actually important. Our activity plans are not just drip email. I think I made the comment earlier, you know, no email ever converted a prospect into a client in the history of mankind. But email as a way to keep in touch, supplemented by phone calls, is very powerful. So the system will also give you phone call prompts along the way, and even then it tells you kind of what you might want to talk about, offer to help figure out what kind of mortgage they want. I send you profiles of properties that are a good fit for you. So this is the plan. It's all done for you. All the templates are written. They're well written. You can preview them and edit them. You can edit the entire plan. You may not like a template, rewrite it. You may say, you know, I'm not going to send out following up on day number 7. That's ridiculous. That's way too long. Rich, what are you thinking? You guys are crazy. I would send that out on day 2. Okay, edit it. Day 2. Now it goes out on day 2. There it is. So you can make the plan your own, delete steps you don't like, change the timing, change the templates, add tasks of your own. A task is anything. It could be a to-do, it's an email, it's whatever. We just call them tasks. But imagine if you had to create this on your own for renters. A lot of work. But that's just one plan of many. So I'm going to leave that. We have plans for long-term seller prospects. 4-month, so more short-term, higher-touch buyer prospects, higher-touch seller prospects. We have a nurture campaign, post, for sphere of influence nurturing. I prefer the newsletter myself, so I don't typically recommend using these. I love these plans for lead nurturing and for targets like, FSBOs, expireds, and so on. So there they are. There's lots of plans, and if you find the list a bit daunting, you can always say, I wonder if there's anything for sellers. Oh, looks like there are a couple plans. There's a 2-year seller plan, a 4-month high-touch generic plan, 4-month high-touch seller plan. So that was a bit vague, but I could get more specific. I could say, I wonder if there's anything for FSBOs. And as you saw, so now there's really one FSBOs plan, and there's one for renters and so on. So you get the idea. It's easy to assign. If I pick up a contact here, and I want to assign a plan to the contact, I go to the Keep in Touch tab, scroll down to the bottom where it says Activity Plans assigned to this contact. Right now there's none, but I want to assign one. So Daniela, let's say this young couple I just met at a party that's going to start a family in the next year or two and going to buy their first home. Okay, so I look for rent. I wonder if IXACT has any plans for renters. There it is. Yeah, I got their email address. Let's do it. Continue. I have one last chance here. If I want to skip steps or change the dates on these steps, I can. I can't edit the templates at this point. 99% of the time, if you wanted to edit the plan, you probably did it at the master level. So you're going to click Assign Plan. System takes a minute to do all the work. And now there it is. And this plan will continue to run for 2 years until you click a little button here to unassign the plan and delete any incomplete activities. How do I know it's there? If I go through to Activities and History, and I go through, this is where you can see your contact history. Hopefully everybody knows about that. But you can also see your pending activities. And here it is. And if a pending activity is tied to an activity plan, you know, because it's got the plan name right there. So you see I just assigned a whole bunch of tasks. Now the nice thing is, because it's email, there's nothing for you to do. This is drip email. It's going to go automatically. When you get a task to make a phone call, you have to pick up the phone and make the call. System can't do that for you yet. Just kidding. But there's other tasks in here too, move-in anniversary reminder, birthday reminder, and so on. So you kind of get a sense for how that works. There's a new tab here that didn't exist until about 2 or 3 months ago called Social Intelligence. And while I'm here, let me show you what that looks like. I have to go to my own profile because it's triggered by email address, and this is a dummy, like a demo database. You'll notice the email addresses here aren't real because they're real people, but I don't want to send them emails, so I dummied out all their email addresses. But this guy's real. So this is me. Hi there. And this is my demo spouse. You may recognize her. Thanks, Jennifer.
Looky there. Yeah.
So looky there. So how did I get these photos in here in my contact profile? All I have to do for any contact, just clicking on the Social Intelligence tab triggers an instant process where the software reaches out, scans over 90 different social media profiles, and pulls back data right away, but based on email address. And I'll come back to that in a second. So it'll pull back photos, high-level, information about the person. I think most importantly, direct links to their social media. So with one click now, you can see, what's Rich been talking about on Twitter, or what, let me take a look at his LinkedIn profile before I give him a call. And it's not just the main contact, it's the spouse partner as well. So there's Jennifer. Maybe I want to go straight through to Jennifer's Facebook account and so on. So, but what if there's multiple photos? So, Jennifer might have different photos on her different social media profiles, and indeed she does. So I can choose which one I want to use as my primary photo, and that's what I will see when I go to my contact profile. Pretty cool, eh? Photos and direct links to people's social media channels right from IXACT Contact.
You guys are just so clever.
Yes, aren't we, though? Email campaign reporting is the last thing I want to touch on before we do websites. Just showing you how new the greeting cards are, by the way. This is our login page. We always have little messages here about what's new and exciting, or kind of featured feature of the month. So we just rolled out these greeting cards this week. Anyway, I'm going to go through to. I've been in a demo database. I'm going through the production database, meaning this is actually a version of IXACT that we use as our CRM for all our partner relationships, broker relationships, prospects, and so on. And I have to go here because we do email marketing through it, and that's why I can show you the campaign reporting. I don't do any email marketing through the demo account. Why am I having trouble logging in? Usually because, I'm running out of memory. There we go. So this is a bigger database. You'll notice the last one had about 320 contacts. This one has 30,000. And we do a lot of email marketing. So where's this campaign reporting Rich is talking about? What does it mean? So you find it under the email tab, and it's the fourth tab over here, campaign reporting. By the way, if you're taking advantage of the monthly newsletter, I showed you keep in touch is where you set up the initial parameters. But if you want to customize the articles on a month-by-month basis, you actually do it here. So you go to mass email, and this is where you basically work with this month's edition of the newsletter. We're not going to go there right now. I'm going to go to campaign reporting. And the idea of campaign reporting is the ability to send a mass email and then actually get intelligence on that. It's almost like spy stuff. So you can send a mass email, then you go to a little dashboard area the next day or the day after and see cool data like what percentage of people opened my email, what percentage of people clicked on a hyperlink, but way, way more importantly, in my mind, unless you're a marketer, way more importantly as a realtor, who opened my email and how many times, and who clicked on what hyperlink. And if you think of that just listed e-flyer we were working on with that call to action link at the bottom, click here to learn more about this beautiful home, wouldn't you love to know who clicked on that? Why would you want to know? Because it means someone opened your email, actually read it to the bottom, and was interested enough in what you were talking about that they clicked on the hyperlink to learn more, popped them over to your website. You're thinking, well, that's fine, I'll capture them on your website. Not so fast. No, you won't. Not necessarily. You will only know they came to your website and checked out that property if they filled out a form. But as we all know, a tiny fraction of people fill out forms. So most people come and go, they're invisible to you. But when they've clicked to your website, to that listing from your email, you've captured it in campaign reporting. And IXACT Contact is the only real estate CRM that has email campaign reporting. With most CRMs, you can send mass emails, and then you're blind. You sit by the phone and you hope it rings, or you hope you get a reply email. Most CRMs, you've got to go with what's called an email marketing platform like a MailChimp or a Constant Contact to get campaign reporting. But now you're paying for two systems, and your data is always having to be exported from your CRM, imported into your email marketing platform to send your mass email. Now all the cool data that comes back is trapped in MailChimp, but my CRM's over here. So there's so many benefits in having a CRM with integrated email marketing with campaign reporting all in one that I don't even know where to start. So how this thing works is when you go into campaign reporting, the first thing you see is a summary of the month. So by default, it's going to show me what emails I've sent out for the month. Looks like I sent out 10 of them, 15,000 people. I've had an open rate of 14.7%. That's not very good. You guys will probably get better than that. And I've got a click-through rate of 0.1%. If I want to see more than just 1 month, I can say, no, I want to see all the emails I've done for the last 2 months or year to date or whatever. And at the high level, you're getting this summary data, open rate, click-through rates, and so on. That's more typical actually for us, around 30% open rate and a 2% click-through rate. And you can then drill down on the email. So here's the one we sent out. Looks like we sent it out April 5th, announcing our greeting cards. So I want to see the data on this. First thing I'm wondering about is who opened it, and I wonder if anybody opened it multiple times. So I click on details, unique open details, and then hits are opens. So if I hit this twice, I click on it twice, it actually orders all the opens from most to least. So I can see that Sonia Saini opened my email 32 times, and Garofolo 24 times, Terry Hughes 14 times. Well, that's interesting. If this was a just listed e-flyer, and I saw that someone opened it multiple times, maybe not 32 times, this might be a broker who forwarded it on to other agents in her business. And so the opens are either Sonia herself, Sonia Saini. Sonia herself opened it, or she forwarded it on to others who opened it. So for your just listed e-flyer, if you see 12 opens or 14 opens, I'd be thinking, well, either this person's really interested because they keep coming back to it, and or they forwarded it on to their spouse, to Uncle George, who says he's the expert in all things real estate related, to their mortgage broker, to a home inspector, whatever. So it's a sign of interest. So someone you may want to follow up with. But even more cool in my mind is who clicked on that hyperlink. So all the links in your email will show up here. Now you won't typically have this many. This was a pretty sophisticated marketing email. Your just listed flyer may have only 2 links. One link that call to action. The other may be a general link to your website. But you can see that who clicked on what. So here was a link. People who clicked on again. Imagine these are the 6 people. You sent out that just listed e-flyer to 300 people. Only 6 of them clicked on that link. You're thinking, wow, big fail. Not at all. That's not a fail. It doesn't matter. These 6 people could be actually very high quality hot leads that they're hiding in your database. They haven't phoned you yet. They may not phone you, but I would phone them. And I would just start by saying, look at number 1 on the list here, Alexa. I would give Alexa a call and say, hey, Alexa, it's Rich. Listen, we haven't spoken for a couple months. I've been so busy. Just want to give you a call. Want to let you know I got this amazing listing on, Towering Oaks Drive. And I sent out an email blast to a bunch of people I thought might be interested. I can't remember if you were on that list or not, but I thought I'd give you a call. And if Alexa's interested, she's going to stop you mid-sentence and say, Rich, I'm so glad you called. I did get your email, and actually I clicked through to have a look at that listing, and I've been meaning to call you, but Susie's got the flu, and Alex has a baseball tournament last weekend, and we've just been so busy. But does it have 4 bedrooms or 3? And, is there a main floor den? And, what's the situation on the blah, blah, blah? So you now have discovered and created a very, very good high-quality prospect through the power of email campaign reporting. So those are all the CRM features that I wanted to show you guys about today, and I'll stop for questions. I'm going to pop over to our website.
I don't have any questions right now, but this would be a good time if any of you have some to throw them in, but there's nothing right now.
Okay. So IXACT Contact, breaking news, IXACT Contact is a pretty powerful CRM. It's an amazing email marketing platform, and it also includes a mobile-friendly, responsive agent website. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I got a few examples that are open here. These are, there are templated websites. We're not going to design them, from scratch, custom, but they're pretty good looking, and they include an awful lot. So your monthly subscription, $34.95, includes a full-blown website with everything I'm going to show you except IDX. And IDX is the technical term for the software that pulls the MLS listings from your board into your website. So you can create an IXACT Contact website without IDX, and it does not cost you a penny. You can add IDX. It's an optional upgrade. There's 2 levels. IDX Standard is an additional $12.95 a month, $12.95, and it's a good, robust, solid IDX. We also have IDX Professional. It's like the Ferrari, if you want to use a car metaphor. It's got every advanced bell and whistle and goes at 305 horsepower, goes 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. And that's $32.95 a month. For most agents, unless they are really power users, I recommend start with IDX Standard, and you can always upgrade to IDX Professional anytime you feel like it. So the examples I'm going to show you have IDX. the way you know it's got IDX, it's got this property search feature because we've got property data in the website. But without the IDX, let me tell you what comes is full-blown, customizable, branded websites. You upload your photo, your logo. You can actually put in slogans or type your own. It comes with 16 pages of pre-written content. So this welcome page, we wrote it. These ladies, lovely ladies, didn't write it. These pages of content about buying, selling, we write the content. Now it's all editable, but you're not staring at a blank container. You're not staring at a white page on a screen thinking, oh my God, now I got to write a website. How am I going to do that? It's done for you, and we encourage you to customize. I'm going to show you some examples. Communities is a tab. Out of the box, we just sort of talk generically about communities. What we encourage people to do is create pages and highlight communities. I've actually never gone through to hers. I'm curious to see what they look like. So, and this is a team, by the way, so it can be a team or individual. Yeah, so they've created a little page. They wrote a bit about downtown Denver. The IDX shows you what listings are available in that. So they defined a search area called downtown Denver. This is the IXACT IDX professional.
Hey, there's
where
I used to live, right there on that map. Okay.
Really? Oh, there you go. Cool, eh?
There I go. Mm-hmm.
And you know, I can click through to go through all the details on the listings. They're very rich listing pages. Well, why don't I do what I'm talking about? Let's just do it. So if I click through on a listing, what does it look like? Here it is. Now and by the way, these are SEO optimized listings, and the entire website is mobile friendly. And I'll show you what that means in a minute. But while we're staying full screen, I can schedule a showing, request info, save to favorites. There's one of the big advantages or strengths of the IDX Professional, the high-level IDX, is it's got more powerful lead capture features. So if I want to schedule a showing or save to my favorites, it forces me to register. Of course, I can't save to my favorites if I don't have an ID on the system. So it's got some pretty powerful lead capture features, but the fundamental listing presentation is the same with IDX Standard. You know, you've got your summary, features, maps, schools, walk score, mortgage calculator, and on and on. So rich listings, but let's get back to where we started. There was one or two things. Yeah, she's customized the left column here to put things that she wants in. So she kind of left our homepage standard, but went with the full IDX and created some communities. Here's another one that is very different look. These folks are in Florida. It happens to be another team of two, just coincidence actually. And they very heavily customized the nav bar. So that's important. Even though it's out of the box with 16 pages, you can add your own pages, move things around, change the nav. They took the generic about us and created, you know, profiles on each of themselves. Created a whole page on testimonials. So you can do an awful lot. Also customize the right column. Here's a fellow in Nolensville, Tennessee, and he didn't like our generic homepage content, so he completely rewrote it. It's now Nolensville, Tennessee Real Estate. This is all his content, and he embedded a pretty cool video. It's actually a great video. So you can embed videos in here. Then he flows into his featured listings. You can pull your Facebook feed in and your Twitter feed into your website. We also include a blog. So it's a blog function, which means you can write your own articles, and we encourage you to do that. But we also provide an article every 2 weeks, and you can mix and match. So if I look at Flint's blog, this one's our content, but this one, no end in sight, Nolensville February home sales impressed. I guarantee you we didn't write that article on Nolensville, Tennessee. So he is mixing his blog posts in on regional data, what's new, latest, you know, market data, and so on, with our posts that are more generic. Tips on home staging, you know, better bedrooms, faster sale. You get the idea. So it's a pretty rich website. And how does this look if we go on a mobile phone? This is Flint's website on my iPhone. So there's no pinching and zooming required here. Branding is nice and clear. There's his social media links, his phone number. The main banner reconfigured itself properly. There's his logo, property search. There's the information that he wrote. I sort of flew by his video there, right into our featured listings. So they respond very beautifully. Let me go again back to their home page. This is Matt and Russ's. There's the menu. So responsive websites or mobile-friendly websites are getting more common, but what I see is there's responsive and then there's responsive. What I mean by that is a lot of vendors that I'm seeing claim to have responsive websites, but it's what I call kludgy responsive. So yeah, it sort of rearranges itself, but things break, there's inconsistencies. Ours is a very elegant responsiveness. And what we mean by elegant is it just looks darn good. It just, things flow. There's nothing broken, there's nothing which, looks out of kilter. These are 4 buttons that are side by side on the desktop. Mortgage calculator, we provide all this. Mortgage calculator, free home eval. So there are lead capture forms. If I go through to the free home evaluation, here's the form. So you don't need IDX to capture leads. We have lead capture forms for home evals, buyer info, seller info, but if you want to get into things like saved searches, schedule showings, that's when you get into the gated content. People can't see anything unless they register. So that gives you a feeling. Again, they customize. I'm trying to remember who did a great job in neighborhoods. One of the things that I'm a big fan of is the use of this neighborhood or this community tab. So again, Flint did an amazing job. He took it, Nolensville, which I can't imagine is that huge a city because I've never heard of it, and he broke it down into micro neighborhoods. And from an SEO point of view, I'll tell you, I'll be honest, Flint started on the right foot, and then in my mind he didn't go far enough, and I'll show you what I mean. Every neighborhood he created a nice little micro neighborhood page for, and he's got the name, he's got a beautiful photo, and then he flows right into the listings in that neighborhood. The piece that's missing is there should be some verbiage talking about the neighborhood. Whether it's just a paragraph, a couple sentences, just talk about the neighborhood. This is a great place for young families. There's lots of parks. It's this, it's that. Here's my favorite 3 places to eat. Because if you can do that, it actually gives Google something to search and index. Also, you're adding value. If people are thinking of a neighborhood, if I'm trying to figure out what neighborhood in Nolensville do I want to be, just seeing a photo and a bunch of listings, there was an opportunity for him to tell me a bit about the character of the neighborhood, and he didn't do that. I think these folks did. Go to Golden Triangle.
I would be so all over that feature.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just not a lot of real estate agents who do that for the various, like you say, micro neighborhoods. I would take advantage of that.
And you know what? Here's a great example. So I popped back over to Lena and Andy, and look what they did. So they've got these communities. I clicked on Golden Triangle, and this is what Jennifer and I are talking about. Where is it located?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about it. The Denver Art Museum, the Clifford Museum, whatever. They've talked about sort of public facilities. What makes it special? I've actually never looked at this page. What makes it special? This is what I want to know if I'm thinking of buying a home here. The homes in Golden Triangle. What's hot? Who lives here? What will you pay?
Is this
now I'm interested.
Now? Is this a live website right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I just want to throw this out there because I know a lot of my Mastering Your Market people, website or workshop participants are on this call. And I just wanted to say, hey, guys, go look at this because this is exactly what I was talking about last week about, becoming the master, the expert in your market, and then capitalizing on that to promote yourself. So check that out. Go look at it. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Just one last template again. Your branding can be at the top. Like if you noticed with these folks, their branding is at the top. Here's one where the branding is at the bottom. You can have your IDX on the left or the right. With some of our templates, the IDX is horizontal. So instead of a little square, it's these 5 data fields, but in one row. Sometimes the navigation is at the top. In some templates, the navigation goes along here. Some templates, the navigation is vertical over here. So there are different designs and layouts. We provide a library of background images to choose from. They're all pretty rich and beautiful backgrounds. But if you want to provide your own background banner image, that's fine too. There is a small fee. We do charge $85, or is it 75? I'm having a seniors moment. $75 or $85. And the reason is, every image in our library, about 60 of them, exists actually in 7 different iterations that were hand created. So in order what a lot of websites do, remember I was talking about kludgy responsiveness? They've got an image, and when you go from the laptop to the iPad mini to the phone, they just either chop the edges from the sides or it gets squished or stretched in weird ways. And we didn't do that. So we created 7 different versions of this image. So no matter whether I'm looking on a big screen, a big iPad, big phone, little phone, the image looks good. It was a hand-done process. So if you give us an image, we'll create those 7 versions so that your image looks great no matter what device the customer is using. But that's what we invested really heavily in, the elegance of how these websites are going to look on mobile devices. And if you either don't have a website today, first of all, get one. If you have a page on your broker's website, that is not an agent. That's not your agent website. It's good to have there, but you look like the other 273 agents at your broker. You got a little page, usually has a little photo, your phone number, and you're lucky if it's got anything more than that. Get your own website. Brand yourself. Build your own online presence. If you don't have a website and you've got Exact Contact, start there. It's free. You don't have to pay a penny to launch a website with us. Or if you've got a website that you don't like, maybe it's old and moldy. You know, it was state of the art in 2004, but it's a little old now and it's looking every day of its age. You know, get a beautiful mobile-friendly website with Exact and take advantage of it. It's easy to set up. Our guys will help you. The setup actually is dead easy. When you get into the customization, there's a lot you can do, and there's tutorial videos like with everything else in Exact, but our guys are also here to help you. And I realize I'm near the end. One last feature. I mentioned tutorial videos. We don't do a great job letting people know where these things are. So I'm going to let you know right now. Whenever you're in the software and you see these 2 little icons, the little YouTube sign is actually a direct link to the tutorial video on this topic. The question mark is a direct link to the help guide, the written help guide on that topic. So, and this is through the whole system. But I think a lot of people never really notice them. They don't know what they mean. Once you've clicked on it once, you know. But what if you just want to say, just take me to the library? That's this little help button here. When you click on the help button, top right corner, it really takes you right through to our online help guide, where these handy little colored buttons. First thing is, oh, there's my link to the tutorial videos. If you happen to have forgotten the phone number for the support team, there it is. You can fire off an email to support. Online help guide, you're already here. So there's nothing to click. You're in the online help guide. Some people like to create a PDF so they can print it. Lord knows why. The thing's 130 pages. Ex-military people, I've learned. People who've spent their careers in the military will often want to learn by reading, not by tutorial videos. So there you go. And there's a user form. But when you click on the tutorial video link, it takes you through to our resources page. And it pops you right down to the tutorial video section. And you can see what the topics are. And each topic typically will have multiple tutorial videos. So in the mass email area, those creating mass emails, customizing your monthly newsletter, working with marketing email templates, and so on. And they're not long. They're typically between 5 and sort of 12, 13 minutes is about the high end. But they go slow. Like, we really target these tutorial videos at people who are not tech savvy. That are and we go step by step, click by click, so you know how to do what it is you're trying to do. For those of you who are tech savvy, you may find them a little slow, but my answer to that is, well, if you're tech savvy, you probably don't need the tutorial videos anyway. Just go do it. And the videos are largely there for people who really need that step-by-step help. And of course, our philosophy here is never struggle. If you're watching a tutorial video and you can't get it's not working for you and your Exact Contact the way it's working for the guy who's doing the video, never struggle, never suffer. Pick up the phone and call us. We're here to help. Part of your subscription is unlimited phone support, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we have a great team. They're right here in North America, not calling a call center in the Philippines or something like that. Everybody's very knowledgeable in the software and genuinely wants to help you and help you be successful with the software. Okay, Jennifer, we're at the hour.
Yep.
I've still got more time. Any questions I can answer for folks?
There were a couple questions that came in about the IDX And
Okay.
I'm so far removed, I think I answered it properly, but IDX is local, right? It's not, you don't, Exact Contact doesn't provide IDX, right?
We actually have integrated what's called an IDX provider called iHomeFinder, one of the leaders in the industry. So, the way it actually kind of works is the actual listing data comes from the MLS, the multiple listing service that's tied to your board. So the IDX broker has relationships with all these boards, hundreds and hundreds of them across North America, and all of those listings, that listing information, we're pulling in through the IDX service. So you know what? I just realized I'm not sure I understand the question either.
Well, somebody was asking who's the IDX provider.
Oh, the IDX provider is iHomeFinder. That's
okay.
A very literal question, and there's a literal answer to that.
Okay, well, I'd answered it wrong then. And then they were also asking, how often is it updated?
That I don't know.
I would assume it's live, right? I mean, isn't?
Yeah, I just thought it was real time.
Yeah, that would be my guess. So, okay. Let me look and see if there was anything else that came in. I don't think so, though. No. We've had some technical issues, it sounds like, today, but luckily you are recording this. So that would be a big question. Hey, is this being recorded? I missed the first few minutes, or I have to check out. So yes, Lord willing and the creek rises or whatever, we will be posting the recording to this either today or tomorrow. So yes. And I just want to throw in a little pitch for Exact Contact. This is the contact management system that I personally use. I don't even sell real estate, and I use this to run my business. It's that flexible and that intuitive. It's great, but for real estate agents, it's a great system. Love it. Highly recommend it. I have tried other ones, and they all fell short of what I needed it to do. And but Exact Contact, I've just been very happy with for 7 years now. I think I've been using it. So. If you're interested, if you're not an Exact Contact subscriber right now and you would like to try it out, you can get a 60-day free trial by using, and Rich can put that up there, by using my invitation code. And the nice thing about the 60-day trial is you're going to get in there, you're going to figure out how it works within an hour or two, if that. And so then you just end up with 60 days free, because it's not going to take you 60 days to do a trial of it or to learn it. And you certainly don't have to sit through an 8-hour class to learn how to do the basic functions. It's very intuitive, very easy to learn and then to master. So if you're in your first year of real estate, your first 365 days of licensure, we can extend your 60-day trial out to 6 months. So there you go.
Yep, and I've got the URL on the screen, by the way, so you would just go to our website, www.exactcontact.com/JA, and you need that /JA because that, when you hit return, takes you through to the right landing page where you get the extended 60-day free trial, courtesy of Jennifer, and that's how you know you're on the right page. It's got Jennifer's logo there. If you are a rookie, just go through the sign-up page, even though it says 60 days. At the end, just send Jennifer something, or you can send Exact Contact directly, whatever you're more comfortable with, something that verifies that you are a rookie. It could be a copy of your license, a copy of your real estate, training, school, graduation certificate, or even an email from your broker, just stating that you're a rookie, you're in your first year, and we will honor the 6 months. So thank you, Jennifer, for hosting today's presentation. Appreciate it.
Hey, excellent work. I really enjoyed this one. So, okay, everybody, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or Rich. We'll get back to you, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.